our inner worth, that value that we have. That's what we're focusing on this month. And so it seems so apropos that we'll also be doing a blessing later on today for all the people that have valued soul work in a particular way. So we're going to begin with the invocation. Letting it resonate in your whole body. Toward the one, the perfection of love, harmony and beauty, the only being, united with all the illuminated souls who form the embodiment of the Master, the message, the mystery, the miracle, the Mother, the Spirit of guidance. I swear, my dear, there is no one in the entire world as precious as you are. You can never, never overdo praising your own soul, or you can never over-pamper your heart. You are both parent and child, sugar and sugar cane. Who else but you? Please tell me, who else can ever take your place? Pir Mevlana Jalaluddin Rumi. So with that remembrance of our preciousness, we find how we are in connection, what reminds us of our preciousness. And I know for me, it's always that sense of being held by the earth. So we feel our feet on the floor, and I invite you to stand up if you aren't already, and begin to breathe deeply, letting the earth really hold you. Feeling that way, that we are so precious, we are held every day by this earth, no matter what condition the earth is in. There's something under our feet. So breathing in deep, rich, full breaths. And as we let our feet feel that earth, I sing to the earth. Let me feel thy firmness. Let me feel thy steadfastness, dear earth. Feel it. Let me feel thy firmness. Let me feel thy steadfastness, dear earth. Your support underneath my feet, and feel it all the way down to your feet. Your support underneath my feet. Feel the firmness in your own body. Let me feel that firmness. Feel the firmness of your muscles and your bones, even down into the toes of your feet. Feel how we have our own firmness, that part of the earth inside of us, as it comes up through the back of our legs, and then our backs and our torsos, all over. Don't be afraid to feel into that firmness. Really know yourself as a part of the earth. Breathing in deep, rich, full breaths. And giving back to the earth with each exhale. Taking its beautiful firmness, its support on that inhale, and letting go. And as we breathe in now, we're going to contract and feel that way that the earth wants to pull us down. It wants us to feel its gravity, the way in which it holds us. And then on the exhale, we stretch out. So breathing in, that contraction, that pulling down of the earth, and stretching out. You can do it with your legs, with your hips. Feel the way the earth is calling us. And then how we naturally stretch up out of it. How we can use the earth to be big, to do what we need to do. We can relax back into it with each inhale and stretch out of it with each exhale. We come into our bodies with this beautiful stretching, with this coming in, coming down with the inhale, and stretching out. And then a couple more all the way down, pulling that energy from the earth and bringing it all the way up to the heavens. In your own rhythm. Capturing that firmness and then letting it go, feeling the support. And just for a moment, being in that beautiful star position when you come back up, that starfish, breathing in that place. Bringing our hands on our bellies and really letting that part of us know that that's connected to earth, that wants to take control and wants to really be more rigid, having everything all figured out. Just let that part know that everything's okay right now. You can look around the room and see we're safe. There's nothing we have to worry about. There's no way we have to be in control right now. So just letting go again with that wonderful exhale. The support of the earth holding us. And then as we feel that support all the way down to our toes, we begin to feel that sense of what it's like when we can begin to let go even a little bit more and let the water take us. So we breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, through pursed lips. When we let the water come over us and feel that wonderful sense of the curvaceous nature of water, how it's continually moving, even as Radhe talked about at the bottom of the ocean, at the bottom of any pond, there's always this little movement. So we're letting that movement take our bodies into this wonderful sense of being nurtured by it, being cleansed, bringing it in with each inhale, letting go of anything that's no longer needed. Giving thanks for all the water all around us, the rain, our baths, our showers, the water we drink, the lakes, rivers, and streams. And letting the water come onto our heads. Imagine we're under a waterfall and the water just gently helps our head to unwind all of those thoughts, all of the things we have to do, the planning, the figuring out, asking all those parts up in our head to just, you can let go right now. The water is bringing us into this beautiful liquid way of being nurtured. And let the water come over your throat and unwind that throat of all the ways in which you might have heard or taken in from others that you don't have anything good to say, or you don't know what you're talking about, or you can't express yourself. Who are you? Just let go of all that. Give it back to the water. Ooh, make some noises out of your throat. And let the water come into your shoulders, swimming, swimming towards your goal, towards the one, towards the soul work today. Our goal is to find our worth. And we let go of anything we no longer need to do right now. All those things that we think are so important that we have to get to, that we're responsible for, and we do a wonderful backstroke in the water, letting go. And then we let this wonderful water come into our wrists and our fingers, all the joints in our fingers and our elbows. And we feel that curvaceousness of letting those wrists and fingers and elbows all move. We're reminded that giving and taking isn't linear. It's just constantly coming in. We let go of anything that's in the way of being able to receive and being able to give when we want to. And we let the water come into our spines and up our torso so that it becomes this wonderful, what is that called? That beautiful sense of your whole spine undulating. And we ask all the parts of us that are armoring our chest, maybe our back, to just let go right now. We're fine. There's nothing to worry about. We can stand up to a judge inside. And for every moment in which a little pain comes in, of disappointment, of grief, of hurt, we can breathe it in and let it go a little bit with each exhale. Encouraging those parts that have that pain to just come. Breathe with us right now. We're here with you. You don't have to worry. You're not alone. And bringing that beautiful water into the hips, letting your hips turn. The hips all the way down to the knees. Feel them. That beautiful turning, that unwinding again of that center of power and control. No longer needed right now. Nothing to do, nowhere to go. We're here. We're just letting the soft animal of our body do what it loves. We bring this all the way down into our ankles, and we let our ankles turn each side, unwinding them so that we can really feel that connection between the earth and that place of steadfastness and firmness, and in the junction with water, where we can also move and flow with life. Let that water just flow all over us. Oh, and then any place that feels like it might be a little bit extra holding, we just say to it, it's okay, we're here with you, and we wipe it down. Ooh. We let that beautiful flow of the water become this state of beingness, being present with the earth being with the water. And when we can feel that beingness, there's a certain contentment. And from that contentment, we might just have that little spark that starts to come in of the joy that can come in around excitement. And we start to remember that there's also a sun out there. And so we breathe in through the mouth, through pursed lips, and out through the nose. And as we breathe in, we begin to feel a little bit of that excitement of life. We're being filled with light. And we become the flame. We let the flame begin to happen inside of us. Snapping our fingers, clapping. Be a living flame. Be a living flame of joyous love. Dance around. Let the playfulness of water come in, but the directness of fire be there too. Be a living flame of joyous love. Feel the way the earth is still there, helping us to bounce, helping us to play, and use it. Be a living flame of joyous love. Increase your energy. Be a living flame of joyous love. Be a living flame of joyous love. Sing. Let yourself feel that joy of being the flame, being big, jumping, letting your whole body yearn to be part of the one in this flame. And then bringing it a little bit more inside. So you can feel the energy. And as you bring it inside, you begin to remember this vibration. You feel this vibration right now. But you remember it. Sometimes it comes in the form. Keep breathing. It's wonderful fire breath. Sometimes it comes in the form of anxiety or fear. Sometimes it comes in the form of anger, excitement, love, joy. All these things, the vibration is the same. It's all energy. Let in that energy. Breathe it in. We love you. We're here for you. We let that energy just really come into our whole being. And we feel how that we are aliveness. We have a piece of the spark of the ever-living nature. The ever-livingness of life is here, right inside. Letting that wonderful spark just be there. You can feel it in your heart. And then begin to breathe really gently some air into that spark. So in and out through the mouth. So you're just letting that spark be there so it doesn't go away. Just like you would to a fire. I want you to be here, spark. You're a part of me. And then we begin to open up this airiness to seeing how the air is all around us and it makes us open. As we continue to Breathe deep, rich, full breaths in and out through the mouth. Feeling the air through our fingers, underneath our arms, on our faces, in between our legs, even in between our toes. Air is everywhere. Like the earth, it's always there, always around. And let that air open us to the larger possibilities. Just like the birds flying high in the sky, we can let our own wings fly us to see what is possible. What is this beautiful piece inside of us that is value? How can we see ourselves in a way that we can really know our own inner worth? I swear, my dear, there is no one in this entire world as precious as you are. You who are held by the earth. You who are washed by the waters and invigorated by the light, by the sun. And expanded by the air. Let our own lungs expand as we breathe in this air, mixing with the air, our own parts of ourself as we breathe out. Letting ourselves feel how we are sugar and sugar cane, parent and child, all different parts. The air doesn't have to have just one, because the air is constantly changing. So in this changeable nature of air, let's find a place that we can sit down and let our body connect again with earth. That stabilizes us, lets us really relax. And continuing to breathe deep, rich, full breaths. It can be any kind of a breath. Come into your heart. And remembering, like with the air breath, of just how expanded and big you are. So that heart area is large. It goes out in front of your body as far as you are comfortable. It goes to the sides as far as you are comfortable, and back to the back. Each of these beautiful directions, we have guides that can stand as sentinels. Guides that can turn out and make sure that there's no one that comes that we do not want in our space. But it can also be the sentinels looking in, reminding us of our self-worth. They can look in, they can look out. So place a sentinel at each of the four places in front, to the sides, and the back. These are your guides, your friends here that really support you, love you. Many of them may be ancestors or people who have already died. That's fine. So we're settling in with these guides, these ancestors, and we let there be a sense of being held deep, deep from within, from that earth, from our own feet and legs and our pelvis. Held, we are holding the heart, just as a parent holds the child. We're being held in this space. And at the same time, this heart has an expansion that can go out above the upper chest, through the neck, through the head, into space. And connect with all the possibilities, all of the cosmos. And in the middle is the heart, the place of our worth, our value, the place that helps us to express who we really are, our soul, our conscious self. I'll say the invocation as you're just resting in this place and allowing yourself to see what is arising today in this heart, this temple, this garden, toward the one, the perfection of love, harmony, and beauty, the only being, united with all the illuminated souls who form the embodiment of the Master, the message, the mystery, the miracle, the Mother, the Spirit of guidance.
And then just gently continuing with this nice, rich, full inhalation, a nice, gentle, rich, full exhalation. The chest soft and porous as you just move deeper and deeper into the heart. And using my words to guide you, you may move in slightly different directions, or faster or slower. But really moving into the heart space this morning, into your heart. And noticing, is it a temple or a garden or a beautiful forest or beach? What's it like? Is there an image that comes, or a physical sense of the heart? This heart center. And using your inner senses to just explore, seeing with the eye of the heart if you see visually, perhaps hearing gentle sounds in the heart, touching, fragrance, taste, wandering and finding that place of meeting, that place of safety and security. For me, it's a beautiful garden of the heart, finding that special meeting place. A knoll, temple, table of holy wisdom. And if there are any selves that are busy, just inviting them to relax, to wander with you. Just noticing what's in this beautiful garden of the heart. And then finding a special place, a meeting place where you can meet your inner self, settling in. And with all love and all respect, we call upon our inner guide, High Self, to come into the temple of the heart, the garden of the heart, for a time of communion, time of guidance, a time of dialogue. But just starting with communion, just opening to High Self, breathing in this love, light, life, nourishment. Breathing out love and gratitude. Just letting yourself be infused with the energies of High Self. Perhaps you see, or perhaps you feel, or just sense, just imagine High Self with you, infusing you with life energy, with light, with love. And High Self, we ask for any information, any guidance this morning about our value, about our self-worth, about how we can know that, about how we can discover that. And perhaps you have an image, a symbol, or a practice, a way to help us rekindle moment by moment, to always remember not only you, not only our connection with the cosmos, but to remember our inherent value and self-worth. Is there a practice, an image, a symbol that you can give us? And just take a moment to really breathe, to acknowledge High Self. If there's anything more that High Self has for you today, anything you wish to ask High Self, just take a moment or two to allow that to happen. And we ask if there are any selves present, especially any self that is challenged by self-worth, that feels unworthy or can't let this bigness in, can't realize that you're all the elements, you have the entire cosmos in you, and you have value just because you live, you breathe. Any self we invite in with all love and respect to come into the garden of the heart. We want to get to know you, so taking a moment to invite in some part that has a hard time with knowing he, she is worthy. We invite you in, and you can notice this self, you may feel this self in the body. You may see this self, and just have a felt sense of this self. We invite you in with all love and all respect. Just see what else you notice about this self. Take a moment to really just notice what sensations, what images, feelings, or thoughts, what this self likes, wants to do. As you're ready, asking this self to just tell about him or herself. What are your fears and worries? And help us understand, whether through your thoughts or images or memories, why it's so hard for you to realize how worthy you are. that you're precious and beautiful, just the way you are. And just sending love, compassion to this self, letting them know that it's not what they do, but who they are that you love. That I just love you for being you, because you're a part of me.
And let's sing to them again from high self and from our conscious self. We'll sing this song in remembrance that this is how we, as those inner parents, that inner conscious self aligned with high self, can hold all these parts inside that don't feel worthy. How could anyone ever tell you that you're anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you that you're less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. How could anyone ever tell you that you're anything less than beautiful? How could anyone
really singing,
ever
feeling
tell
this self,
you that you're
sensing
less
this self,
than
sending this
whole?
to him, her.
How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul.
And then if you could just continue to hum that, and just invite this self to go for a walk for you in this garden, to notice the sky and the sun, whether you see or feel, perhaps a breeze, perhaps soft grass beneath your feet, the sound of water, stream, perhaps the sounds of birds, this beautiful garden. And as the two of you wander, move closer and closer to the center of this garden. And in the center, imagine there's a beautiful rose that's in a bud. And as you watch, the two of you watch this rose, it slowly opens. And as it does, a beautiful fragrance emerges. And the two of you just stand there, breathing in this rose, the fragrance of love, of light, of essence. And inviting any other selves that are present to just be with you, to be with this one who is breathing in this love of the rose. Letting all the selves who wish are gathered, any selves who may have issues on worth or value, to just be with you, breathing in the fragrance of this rose, seeing it fully unfurled. And as you're ready, you can all sit if you're not already sitting. The rose in the center, perhaps in a circle around it. Just breathing in the breath of unity, of light, of love. Letting the blessing of high self flow down over all of you. The fragrance of the rose in the center fill nose, lungs. And then just returning to this one and think of this one who had a hard time with value. If there's anything else he or she needs from you this morning, this afternoon, this evening, any way you can help or support them. And then as the breath of unity is there, we'll bring our soul work for this morning, this afternoon, this evening to a close. As we all take a deep breath and we can bow to all the selves, the high self, with the sacred sound Hu, bowing to the inner world as we go down. And then as you come up in your bow with another Hu, coming back to the outer world. Allowing that balance between inner and outer. And perhaps take a moment if there's anything you wish to jot down. Maybe just sit in silence and come back slowly in your own time or way, or anything you wish to do to remember your journey this morning, this afternoon, this evening.